So, if you know Moriah Elizabeth, you know this idea is gonna have rainbows and sweets. And I have painted on Lucky Cats before, but I'm really excited about this one because Moriah Elizabeth. And if you've never heard of Moriah Elizabeth, I am gonna link her channel below because I do know you like arts and crafts and you're gonna absolutely love her content. She is the best. Now, to the cat at hand. Like I said, I have painted on these before and I really love the concept and the idea of the mannequin echo, but I didn't think the aesthetic really fit me, so I decided to transform them. And the first thing I do to transform these cats is I just give them a layer of a spray paint in a solid color.
I felt I needed to switch mics, and I did. So, after I cover my whole cat with a solid color, I let it dry, and now I have a clean canvas to work on. Today, like I've mentioned, I'm doing this inspired by Moriah Elizabeth, so first things first, I'm gonna cover my entire cat with a rainbow color scheme. Not only that, but I'm gonna take my 6 colors and I'm gonna desaturate them because I want it to be a pastel rainbow. Now, to really honor Moriah's style, I'm gonna use this rainbow as the background or the whole color of my cat, and I'm gonna paint it as a gradient. And for some strange reason, I decided to do this in a diagonal, which I do not recommend because as soon as I started putting on that second color, I noticed this was going to be a little bit difficult. Blending different colors in rainbow order is a challenge on itself, so the diagonal just makes things a little bit worse. Anyhow, my head was committed to this idea, rainbow gradient in a diagonal, so I went ahead and started adding the yellow, my third color. And yellow, for some reason, is the hardest for me to blend, so I'm really not going to show you all the struggle I had with blending yellow because it took me forever. I was starting to honestly to get so frustrated and really just appreciating Moriah a little bit more because she does this so great. And the blending could be a whole video in itself. It takes so long. And onto the green, which also took a very long time because I had to blend it with yellow again. I just took all the time I needed to and I blended it so I could then add the blue and finally purple to my cat. And then finally, after many touch up, much going back and forth between the colors and just checking that everything is alright, I had my cat to where I liked it enough that I could leave it alone and I felt proud about the blending. And this of course was the longest part of this process, so as that dried, I decided I'm gonna pull out my decorations, and what I wanted to do is, like I said, is a dessert theme thing in honor of Moriah again. So I purchased these little charms. Oh my god, look at my hands. Because I thought it would be nice to put them on the cat instead of me modeling all of this little candy, which my modeling skills are not there. And I also bought this fake cream or like cake decoration thing, which I was happy to see Moriah purchase as well in one of her latest video where she took us shopping with her. But I did not honestly expect them to be this small, so we'll see how this goes. Once the base for my cat and all of those colors were dry, I decided to start making all of the details, and the first thing I wanted to do was make that little bib white and then paint on its facial features. I wanted the tongue slipping out because since the cat is going to have all of this delicious candy, I thought it would be enjoying it, so that's the face of pure satisfaction right there. Now to the fake frosting, and I gotta tell you, I'm nervous about this because I've never frosted anything in my life. So I give it a try on my crusty mixing palette to get a feel for it. And then I try it directly on my cat. I wanted to have the color covered in frosting like a cake, and that just goes, as you can see, horribly. So I decided to just scrape it all out and go watch a few videos on YouTube to learn how to do this. I'm going to link those videos below because they really did help. I'm much more confident on what I had to do now, and I think it instantly looks better the way I'm frosting this cat. I go all the way around its collar, and I also try to do something cute for the bow, but it doesn't turn out as great. I fixed it a little bit with a toothpick, but I don't know. What can I say? I'm happy that the bow is in the back. In my previous Lucky Cat transformations, I changed the little coin the cat is holding to match every theme. And you can go check those videos later to see if you like those ideas. And for this one, I decided I wanted it for it to be holding a bag full of candy. So I take a little cellophane wrap and I am gonna make a makeshift bag for all of these candy charms that I already chose. While I was doing my little baggie, I noticed that the frosting wasn't dry yet and I was messing up the back with my fingers, so I decided to go ahead and put the rest of the frosting on top of my cat. So I give it a chance to dry as I manipulate the cat and put on all of the rest of the decorations. I was so happy to glue this little gumdrop for the color. I think it looks precious. And I also gonna glue the candy for the bag. I also picked this cute little lollipop for my cat, but as I glued it, I messed up the bow in the back even further, which makes me realize I need to let all of the frosting dry before adding more decorations. I left it overnight and the next day it's kind of dry, but it's also shrunking a bit, which I found really disappointing. But at least I get to fix that bow, and I know now that has to be the last step. So I go ahead and work on my baggie, and I glue it on the cat so it looks like it's holding it. And once I glue the bottom of that piece of cellophane paper, I think it actually looks like a bag, and I'm really happy with this idea. I just love how it turned out. And after adding a little bit more candy to the cat, I go ahead and make some sprinkles on his bib, because what kind of Moriah Elizabeth inspired craft would this be without sprinkles? And I have to totally admit that all through painting the sprinkles, I was going fingers down my spine alone in my studio like a crazy person. I just had the song on repeat, could not get it out of my head while doing that. Turns out the frosting did come with instructions that I just hadn't read, and it does say that it takes 2 to 3 days to fully dry. So there you go. Anyhow, it's only been in 24 hours, but it's dry enough that I can layer the frosting on top of what I did the day before, so it looks better and puffier. The only thing though is I'm almost out of frosting. You can see squeezing the frosting to the bottom of the thing, and I'm like, pardon my hands on this shot, but I really needed both hands to squeeze it all out and make a big dollop of cream on top. And after I have my frosting on, I put on some more candy because I wanted it to be really over the top, like those crazy desserts you see online. And I also went ahead and made that bow better with a lot of frosting, so now it's like big and juicy. And the final touch was for me to add a little heart next to its bum, because hearts are like my signature thing, and I really love animals with hearts on their bums. Apparently that's what the 90s did to me. And with that, it's finished, and I present to you my Moriah Elizabeth inspired Lucky Cat transformation. I had so much fun doing this. I really did. It was exciting. It made me admire her even more, all of her work, and now I'm full with ideas of desserts I would like to try and cut myself. Let me know what you think. What other themes or ideas or desserts would you try on Lucky Cats? And if you're a Moriah Elizabeth fan, tell me, what do you think? Did I do well enough for her? I don't know. I'm really excited. Can't wait to see if you have anything to say about this. I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, I'll see you next week with another creative idea. Bye!